hear them all around you.
Be mine, on the road, passing by.
Which is good because
We're all learning what's deep inside. You're all alone, getting by. There's something don't feel right.
Wait, what's that?
Now before the world will cave in, you can see my heart needs saving. Before it all begins, you can see what's happening. Be my everything. Be my.
So where are we, baby? We are in the sea in Egypt.
Red Sea.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Red Sea.
Is this the Red Sea? Yes. Being careful of the sharks.
There is actually sharks here.
Sleeping, baby. No, wait, are you serious? Freaking me out. No, I ain't never seen no sharks.
I'm surprised that you're right now. You're
Yeah.
just really manning up.
I'm just pure consciousness, am I? So.
No, but we've had some
Transcending the body.
We've had some really good conversations, though, haven't we? Like, we're seeing a lot of like your tendencies, things rising.
It's all lies. So a lot of
We've been
stuff's come to the surface.
Yeah, a lot has come to the surface, and like,
But it's really good because we don't argue, we just make it conscious between each other.
yeah,
But we make it conscious. It doesn't spoil what we have.
no,
No.
but it is good. But it is literally just about communication, because that is, yeah.
Like we help
When it's
each other
come-
grow so much.
Yeah.
So much.
But it's just things when things are said from an insecure place, then it's like you've got to address the fact that is that coming from a space of love or is it coming from a space of insecurity? Because the difference is that you're putting that vibration out there, which does it changes things, isn't it? It's like what was the comment that we might as well discuss this, or what was the comments that we were going to discuss the other day about someone taking things personally? And when we take things personally, it's because it hits an insecurity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like if someone says something that's hurtful, or someone says something that's like not nice, that triggers like a defensiveness in you, or like a shut off space, or like you suddenly protect yourself because you don't like what's been said, to address where that emotion's being held.
Yeah.
And also where the other person, where we're consciously making it conscious between each other, is that whenever you do something that makes me shut off, I ask you, well, where's that come from? Why did that comment? Because that comment offended me. So I say, okay, that comment made me feel a certain way, like you're either blaming me for something or you're accusing me of something.
Is it coming from my own insecurities of feeling like I have no power amongst women, because that's how I felt growing up with my mother. I felt powerless, and then it also followed on in my later life, which actually caused me to be very switched off from other people. So the question is it coming from a place of, am I bringing the past into the present and putting that past emotion of feeling like that towards women, or is there genuinely a little bit of control your end?
Yeah, but
You
I
see?
said
So
to you,
these are little things
Yeah.
that we work on.
yeah.
I think it's like the natural thing. You naturally just shut off. Like when you start getting triggered, you just naturally shut off.
Yeah, you do.
I feel that we're both doing that.
Yeah, but it's nice.
Everything we do is like,
Yeah.
it's mad, really. But most people just argue and brush an argument off, whereas we address
have to just
everything.
address it and
Everything.
try and understand where it comes from.
Get
so
to have a real good insight on the human condition,
yeah, I know.
which is fucked up.
It is so fucked up.
It's so fucked up. Human beings are so fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I see my conditioning. That's what's weird about it. I'm not identified with it. Like I see it, I'm so conscious of it.
Yeah. But that's good.
It's an odd one.
You know when you can change something when you see it.
Yeah.
You can't change something if you don't see it.
Yeah.
And that's why.
And your ability to question it.
Yeah.
If you can question yourself, that's like another level. That's next level. If you can question
Then
yourself,
it's solely taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Like taking responsibility for your own actions is the hardest part of being for your ego. Your ego does not want to, and it's really about detaching your ego from your consciousness, and seeing
Yes.
from a conscious point of view rather than your ego point of view, because your ego don't want to let it go. but just identifying the difference between the two. But when you're in pure consciousness, you can see it from a whole different perspective. But when you're seeing it from identity, from ego, it's just a one-way street. It's like, I don't know, you want to hold on to it, you want to hold on to it.
I still believe the only reason we have egos is to keep us separate from each other.
Yeah,
That's the whole
100%.
point of ego.
Yeah, a million percent. It's an identity which is
Separation.
of separation.
Ego is what separates us.
Yeah.
But it's there to keep us safe on one level.
It is, but it's to make us unique as well. So it's using I think it's working together with your ego. Because it does create a uniqueness. Otherwise, we'd all be the same.
Yeah.
There would be no difference.
Yeah.
And people would love the same, be the same, everything. Whereas,
It's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. It's nice now.
but you work with the ego, not let it work like control you.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's definitely where we're sort of at the moment. We're dipping in and out of our ego states.
Make it more conscious.
And I definitely understand that some part of my ego wants to control because I feel unsafe. I was telling you last night, there was a part of me that felt not safe. So then that ego comes up, it shuts off my love, and then I'm like, right, this is how I keep disconnects me, but this is how I thought I'd feel safe, but yet I was feeling unsafe. But I was so aware of that.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what I mean. As soon as something
You actually
comes in
step
and
into a
offends-
state of disconnection, which makes you feel safe, but really it doesn't because it cuts you off.
Yeah, it cuts you off from source.
But then,
The pure connection is what keeps me safe. Like when I'm in pure state of love with you and with each other, it's like it's so pure that it's so safe. I've never felt safer. So
that's why it's divine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't really have that connection with other people unless there's a conscious connection there.
Yeah.
Because if there's no consciousness, it's just two egos, and that has to create. It comes from separation.
But to actually see your identity, see your ego, see your childhood conditioning, it's super powerful. Because once you can see it and where your behaviours come from and where things come from, if I say something that's going to hurt you or say something that's going to offend you, it's coming from my own insecurity, my own lack of control.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible to go through when you're drawing that condition out. If you're able to see it,
we don't like being in.
We don't like being
into this negative vibration sometimes.
Because we do exist in a state of pure love.
Yeah.
Pure love for each other, like the love
So
I have
much
for this girl is
But then
ridiculous.
that takes us out of it too, because then we know when we're disconnected.
Yes.
We know when we're connected and
Yes,
we know when we're
when we're
disconnected.
disconnected.
And we're so aware of that, so we can work through that and understand, okay, where's this coming from? Because you've just said something that's just completely offended me.
Yeah, and then you've reacted in a way that's completely offended, and so there's unconscious there.
Yeah.
There's unconsciousness in my saying it, and there's unconsciousness in your reacting.
Because I should just be knowing that, well, anything you say to me shouldn't affect me.
Yes.
Yet I take things personally, and I know I've taken things personally all my life.
Yes.
So it's still just shedding that. We're
It's still shedding it, yeah.
We make each other aware for it and both take responsibility, then that's good.
No, just you take responsibility.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, I'm happy to take responsibility. Right, in all honesty, how many times do I address myself?
I know, you're
in every
really good.
situation I address myself. Every situation.
I love that.
What
I love
I
that.
look at myself, like in a moment, if I'm doing something
Guys,
and I'm putting something on Lauren, then I look at myself straight
I love
away.
that.
Own your shit. Own your own shit.
I think men are coming up to be more conscious of their behaviours now. They're realising that women are rising, which they are.
The feminine energy
has risen over the last few years, isn't it? Big time, and men are now starting to come up, and that's the energy anyway. So it's
the whole planet is raising. The consciousness on this planet is raising.
things are shifting.
So everybody's raising up.
Yeah, and we just got to make sure that we're shedding and leaving the past behind, like actually leaving it, understanding it, seeing it, identifying it, seeing where it's coming from, and then being able to just be like, okay, why am I holding? I don't want to bring that into the new life.
Yeah.
Like we were saying about 2020, weren't we? Like the mirror year, there was this year, and 2021 is like the first year of the new year.
Of the new year.
Of the new earth. Like,
No, it's 21, I just see the time.
and it is like it's this new beginning of like this new fresh start with this new fresh energy, and like question yourself, like what energies do you want to bring into this new year, this new earth? Like do you want to bring in the same repeating cycles, the same patterns, the same relationship patterns of what happens, like what disrupts what, do you know what I mean, how you're dealing with certain situations, certain behaviors? Like question yourself what you want to shed and what you want to bring with you, and just thinking like staying in that high vibration, and even talking about like drinking, alcohol, it always a dense energy. And I've been trying to come off of that because, you know, eating vegetables, eating less meat, like I've not eaten meat in 4 years, like it's just helped the vibrations stay higher for longer. And if you're aware that of these vibrations, and you know you can change your life, and you know you can change your life and live a more high vibration, to know you actually can control your own destiny, you can control your own life, it's so powerful, because then it's like making the right decisions to better your life. It's choosing the right behaviour patterns, choosing the right...
just naturally acting out of alignment with
you're
love.
conscious about the decisions you make moving forward, what you're eating, what energy you're putting onto people, like, or you're taking from people, who you're surrounding yourself with, who you're in a relationship with. Yeah, like it's your environment. You can actually have the choice of you know, of your life and your destiny. And it's definitely, this is in our self-transformation course about how we, you know, really help you guys understand and see that we are all in control of our own destiny, and we all have the choice of the life we want to live. And it's just finding out what kind of life you want to live, and actually matching that vibration, you know, removing the old.
Well, yeah.
And starting fresh.
The more aligned you are with love, the more your world works for you. Yeah. Everything just works out.
Yeah. And having that faith, having that trust.
And then your purpose.
Yeah.
Like today, we didn't know we was going to walk into the sea and start doing a video and this kind of thing. So you got to allow life to unfold and allow your life to be guided and directed. That's you know, for me, like when I look at love and connection, it's like connectedness, it's like abundance. Like these are the states of love. It's like joy and naturalness.
Yeah, pureness.
And then to
Lightness.
act in the moment, like purely act.
Rather than you being in your head, in your mind, overthinking, causing these negative, denser vibrations where you can't actually make any decisions in those vibrations. Nothing happens. You end up being in a stuck, stagnant energy where nothing's moving for you. Whereas when you just surrender, release, have faith, just know that you are for a reason.
Yeah.
Things then start happening.
Not about yesterday, right? So not yesterday, the day before, we was at your house, and what film was we watching? Aladdin, right? And then as soon as we drive out into Egypt last night, the first like kind of like theme park that was pure Aladdin. Everything was pure Aladdin. Jasmine Hotel,
Sultan,
the Sultan, Alibaba, like just like the
and
genie.
then we asked the cab driver, because the genie thing was on the
lamp and everything, yeah.
And I said to the cab driver, I was like, "Is this where Aladdin was from?" And he was like, "Yeah,
yes.
this is famous for Aladdin." I was like,
"Oh my God!"
I had no clue that Hurghada was
where Aladdin was based. But we was only watching the film the day before.
A day before we came here, just happened.
Yes.
It's like it's magic. Like the fact we're here, it's just
in December. So basically, like the more you let go and the more you trust, the more you're guided.
Yeah.
You know.
And you have trust and faith in life.
In love.
Yeah, always have trust and faith in love.
Yeah.
Because love is like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling in the world.
It's a state of pure contentment. To have that with another person is
when that separation arises, or that conditioning arises, notice it.
That's why this relationship's so powerful, because there's two people and we just really get to the root of what splits man and woman up.
Yeah.
You know that?
I know.
Like on my own and on your own, it's like we was already doing our journeys, but together we like really fucking iron out.
Next level stuff.
Iron out what
it's like
keeps,
the triggers in each other. Like what's
keeps
triggering, what keeps man and women separated. Yeah. And we're just like, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what you're feeling, right? Let's work through this. And the more we work it and understand it, we can help others as well, which is amazing. Yeah, we are offering one-to-one relationship advice, and just to help you guys see your to understand behaviours, to work through things. Because if there is love there,
to make each other accountable.
Yeah, and
ourselves accountable.
Just certain behaviour patterns to help you guys see, as we've seen.
The thing, you know what I said earlier in the hotel, like about the human conditioning, like. You know, what I experience, what Lauren experiences, what every man and woman experiences is the same thing. We think we're all like separate and individual, but we're not. We're all experiencing the same kind of consciousness. And within that consciousness is a lot of unhealthy beliefs and dynamics and associations. And it's really about just making all of them unhealthy things that are not in alignment with love or not in alignment with your highest good to really make them conscious. And you do that, especially with another person.
Yeah.
if both people are endeavouring to be conscious.
Yes.